Take a deep breath. Close your eyes for just a second. Imagine the worst day of your life. Everything you built. Gone. The phone call that broke you. The door that slammed forever. The diagnosis. The betrayal. Now imagine that exact day becoming the single greatest gift you ever received. David was 41 years old. He came home to find his house in flames. Firefighters told him nothing could be saved. While standing in the snow watching his life burn, his phone rang. His wife of 15 years. I'm leaving. I haven't loved you in years. 2 hours later, another call. His business partner had entered the company accounts and disappeared. In one single night he lost his home, his marriage, and every dollar he had. Most people would have broken. David did something different. 3 years later, almost to the day, he sent me a message. I have never been happier, healthier, or wealthier. And I owe it all to the night everything burned. This is the one lesson he learned in the ashes. The one lesson that can change everything for you too. Stay with me for the next hour. Because what you're about to hear is the most powerful truth I've ever found. The lesson is ancient. 2,000 years old, in fact. It comes from a Roman emperor who ruled an empire while fighting chronic pain, war, and betrayal every single day. His name was Marcus Aurelius, and he wrote this line in his private journal that was never meant to be read by anyone. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Translate that into 2025 English and it becomes the sentence that saved David's life. The obstacle is the way. Not around the obstacle. Not under it. Not after it finally disappears. The obstacle itself is the path forward. When David's house burned down, the obstacle was total loss. That obstacle forced him to move 800 miles away, start fresh, and finally pursue the business he always dreamed of. When his wife left, the obstacle was heartbreak. That obstacle forced him to face the loneliness he had been numbing for years, and finally learn to love himself. When his partner stole everything, the obstacle was starting from zero at 41. That obstacle forced him to learn skills he had outsourced for a decade, skills that made him 10 times the entrepreneur he was before. The obstacle was brutal, but the obstacle was also the way. Let me take you to December 1914. Thomas Edison was 67 years old, already a living legend. One night, a fire broke out in his West Orange, New Jersey laboratory. 10 entire buildings. Millions of dollars in equipment and irreplaceable records. His life's work. His son Charles ran through the smoke looking for his father, terrified. He finally found him standing on a hill watching the flames. Here's what Edison said. I want you to hear his exact words. There goes all our mistakes. Thank God. Now we can start fresh tomorrow. The next morning, Edison was already sketching plans for a bigger, better laboratory. Less than 1 year later, he invented the first motion picture projector that actually worked. The fire that destroyed everything became the spark that created Hollywood. The obstacle was the way. 1994. Edinburgh, Scotland. A young woman sits in a cafe, baby daughter asleep beside her in a stroller. She has no heating in her apartment. She's on government benefits. She's been diagnosed with clinical depression and has contemplated suicide. 12 publishers have already rejected her manuscript. Her name is Joanne Rowling. She keeps writing anyway. She says later, rock bottom became the solid foundation on which I rebuilt my life. 7 years after that freezing cafe, the first Harry Potter book sold for a record advance. Today, she's wealthier than the King of England. And she still says the darkest years were the making of her. The obstacle was the way. Let me tell you about Alex. This one went viral on Reddit last year. February 2024. In the same week, he was laid off from a job he had for 9 years. He found out his fiancée was cheating. He was diagnosed with stage 3 lymphoma. 3 punches that would knock anyone out cold. Alex spent 3 days in a dark room. Then he opened his laptop from his hospital bed and started a faceless YouTube channel about cancer and mindset. No face. Just voice. Raw truth. 11 months later, the channel has 1.4 million subscribers. He's cancer-free. He makes $60,000 a month. He got a tattoo on his chest that reads, "Everything that almost killed me made me." The obstacle was the way. The science, why this works. You might be thinking, okay, cool stories, but is this actually real? Yes. And science proves it. Psychologists call it post-traumatic growth. Study after study, from Holocaust survivors to 9/11 survivors to cancer patients, shows the same thing. 70 to 80% of people who go through major trauma report deeper relationships, new possibilities, greater inner strength, and a richer appreciation of life afterward. Not in spite of the trauma. Because of it. Your brain literally rewires itself through struggle. Neuroplasticity accelerates under pressure. The same stress chemicals that can destroy you in the short term become the raw material for anti-fragility in the long term. Nassim Taleb wrote the book Anti-Fragile, Things That Get Stronger When Harmed. Steel is forged in fire. Muscles grow from tiny tears. You are designed the same way. The 5-step framework you can use today. Here's exactly how to apply this when life hits you tomorrow. Step 1. Radical acceptance. Stop arguing with reality. Say out loud, "This is happening. I accept it completely." Zero resistance is the beginning of all power. Step 2. The sacred question. Ask, what is this trying to teach me? Write it down. Every great comeback begins with this question. Step 3. Reframe like a stoic. Change one sentence in your head. From "this is happening to me" to "this is happening for me." Say it until you feel the shift. Step 4. The 1% action rule. Do one tiny thing today that your future self will thank you for. Send one email. Walk one block. Read one page. Momentum is medicine. Step 5. Tell the new story. Stop saying "I got fired." Start saying "I got freed." Stop saying "my ex left me." Start saying "I was set free for something better." Your mouth shapes your mind. Your mind shapes your life. Last week I received this message from a listener named Sarah. I lost my mom, my job, and my health in 2023. I listened to this audio on repeat for 40 days straight. Today I woke up and realized I'm not broken anymore. I'm becoming unbreakable. Thank you. Your worst day is not the end of your story. It's the first page of your legend. The fire that burns your old life is the same fire that lights your new one. Right now, wherever you are, put your hand on your heart. Take one deep breath. And whisper to yourself, "The obstacle is the way." Thank you for spending this hour with me. Go turn your pain into power. I'll see you in the comeback.